Right. So we are live on Facebook also. Yes, yes. Absolutely. We are live on Facebook and we are live on Instagram. Awesome. 4 of us. So that's almost 8 of us. Wait, eco issue. Uh, has everybody got two headphones plugged in both the devices?
Yes, yes.
Mhm. Yes. Uh, yeah, somewhere there is an echo.
Now there is no echo. There is no echo.
No, everybody is visible on Facebook. Okay, Vishruti is left from the. Uh, no. Yeah. So can you come back on StreamYard on the?
Vishruti, your voice.
Hmm. Okay, I can't. Why can't I see you now? We can't see your video. Can you?
You are visibly invisible.
Now you're visibly visible. Yeah, yeah. And
Facebook, you
Suparna,
are fine.
yeah, Suparna on Facebook, you're on mute, so you'll have to unmute there. On that icon, that little icon of yours below, or right below, you have mute button, which you have to unmute. Below all the icons, or rather below all the tiles where preview buttons we have.
Your name, Suparna, where your name is there, na? Below
No,
there.
no, you're still muted in Facebook. I can hear you in Instagram. I can't hear you in Facebook. No, it's still showing you muted. Speak.
Vishruti, join with the connection of your mobile only with your laptop. Don't
Ha,
use your
I'm there.
Wi-Fi.
I'm there.
Yeah,
Yes, you are
but
there.
Suparna, you're on mute. So look for the icons below all the videos. Right at the bottom, you will have mute, stop cam. Then you'll have invite or something like that, or share.
Hi everyone on Instagram. We are there on Facebook. Yeah, Suparna. In the StreamYard entire video, can you see 4 of us together in StreamYard on laptop? Yeah. In that below, if you see,
I done it.
yeah, lovely, super.
But there's still an echo.
My voice.
Yeah.
Where is it on
Yo.
Instagram or in Facebook?
Okay. No, right now it looked okay. So let's start. Let's see how it goes. Okay, Vishwati, you can start.
So finally, yes, 4 of us together. I'm kind of very excited because this is almost like a bunch of my favorite people. But the beauty of this entire talk is going to be when me and Ratnesh, we were thinking about talking about
Wait,
unparenting.
Vishwati, there is an echo. At least I can hear Vishwati twice.
But if it is not there with others,
Amit
It
and
is there.
Suparna?
It is
It's
there.
there. It has a little lag, so it doesn't come immediately. Okay.
if anybody has any suggestion for us, please.
No, it has
Only
to
me
be
who is
something to
having an
do with
echo.
headphones only. All okay.
So should
8
I?
pairs, 8 pairs plugged in headphones. Okay. Just check all your earphones, headphones are plugged in. That should take care of the
Sir,
echo.
sir, echo is coming from your mic right now.
My mic.
No, it was
Uh,
because I was shifting. Echo in Insta.
now it is
Insta
proper
voice of
echo.
Vishruti.
Now it's a proper echo is coming.
Yeah, I think you
Um,
change back.
okay, I can do one thing. I can rejoin
Fair enough. However,
on
but I
Instagram.
think you change the
Yeah,
headphones back, switch the headphones back.
yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll do that. Just a
we
second.
all did a test at 3 o'clock and it just worked amazing. The test was amazing. Now it is testing us. That time we were testing Instagram and Facebook. Now they are testing us and our patience. So I guess it's still a test. Right. So while Vishruti kind of joins back, I'm excited because we are a set of what, four parents here with from four different cities, and um, the interesting thing is I like this you part in front of unparenting, and the you I like because to me it's like a U-turn. It's like, yeah, whatever the vehicle or the parenting is going one in direction, then suddenly you say no, I don't want to go there. I have to take a U-turn and kind of turn around and go somewhere else, and maybe not even know where I want to go, but at least I turn around. I refuse to go straight. So today we are trying to talk about how all of us have become unstraight, or you straight, or whatever you want to call it, whatever is the opposite of.
I'll send you the request on Insta.
Yes. So we are just waiting for Vishruti to come on Instagram. I'm remembering, it's like you prepare your child. We are going for a function. You have to behave in this way, and when the child goes to the party, it behaves exactly the other. So
Ratnesh, could you
it's the
see
same
my
with Instagram and Facebook.
request on Instagram? Just a second.
Shruti, we can't see you on, meaning we haven't got you on Instagram.
So I've sent it again.
Yeah, I have sent you the invite. And hopefully, because we are four of us here, we would be able to share not just four stories, but maybe 40,000 perspectives, or
Yeah,
at least,
yeah. You're
yeah, sounds okay to me.
ठीक है. I think if there is a problem, somebody should let me know.
Yeah, let's start, Vishruti. Meaning,
Yeah.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
continue, let's say.
So I think it is very interesting for us. Hi, Amit bhai. Hi, Amit bhai. તમને બધા hi કે છે. So,
The echo is there, Vishruti. No?
oh,
I
Ratnesh, I don't think so echo is coming. Now you can just check it out
Okay,
because
okay,
I'm not
carry on,
getting the
carry
echo.
on,
If it is
carry on,
coming, I'll
carry on.
let you know.
Okay, carry
Vishwati, go
on.
ahead.
so it was very interesting when we were talking about the whole unparenting aspect because I think when we talk about parenting itself, it has lot of things, and when we shift from that entire thing, as Ratnesh very rightly said, it's more like a U-turn that uh, it's that one miraculous moment when you realize that the key is within me kinds. And this talk is very interesting, at least for me, because we have two of you here, Ratnesh and Vishruti. discovered the joy of this journey since last 2 years, and that too with this beautiful journey. I think I very strongly remember when you mentioned about, I said, a realization, and I remember Ratnesh very rightly said that no, it's more awakening. When we talk about that word, it's more about awakening, simply because when we talk about realization, it's still momentary thing, but when we talk about awakening, it's more like that we realized, and then it is still staying with us. So I think I would like to begin with Amit, and the beauty of this talk is that even Ratnesh is going to share all of this years what has evolved in his understanding. And the best part of this is that all of us are here as a parent first.
Novice
So
parents.
Amit,
I said novice
sorry.
parents. We are all the time learning. We are the novice.
Okay,
Or intern
so
parent or apprentice or
No
whatever you
ice
want to call
parents, yes.
it.
so
So Amit, when was the moment when you felt that the whole U-turn from the whole idea of parenting to this unparenting,
uh,
the whole set?
I remember in 2001 when we were expecting our first child now. So I thought like हर एक के बच्चे आते हैं, सबके बच्चे बड़े होते हैं, अपना भी बच्चा बड़ा हो जाएगा, उसमें कौन सा बड़ा तीर मार रहा है. तो दैट वाज व्हाई क्योंकि अभी आजू-बाजू में इतने सारे बच्चे आते हैं, सबको हम लोग ने मार-मार के बड़े किए हैं, तो अपने बच्चों को भी कोई ना कोई तो बड़ा कर ही देगा. So that was my thought in 2001. And in 2000, like, but thereafter I started seeing the children little bit differently. When my wife took me for one program called ISP, and that's where I got my first insight about like the different identity of a child than the parent. And then this journey continue. And when I remember, like when I attended Jagriti for the first time, like I attended Jagriti 4 times, but the first time Jagriti was a completely U-turn for me. So for the first time, that happened for me when it was in the first session, like the belief session. And when I saw that I had a bunch, not bunch, but the books of belief about how my child should be and how my child should not be, I said, how my child is going to get her self-expression. And like that was मतलब that night I could not sleep. I said, यार वैशाली आज तो रत्नेश के सेशन में पूरा मतलब मेंटली आई एम कंप्लीटली अप्स एंड डाउन. मतलब यूटर्न आ गया है कि अगर मुझे बच्चे की बिलीफ क्रिएट करनी है तो मुझे मेरी बिलीफ को क्या करना पड़ेगा. एंड द नेक्स्ट सेकंड सेशन वाज अ बॉम्ब. मतलब इट वाज अ फीलिंग. मतलब आज तक कभी किसी ने फीलिंग सिखाया नहीं था, किसी ने बोला ही नहीं था कि फीलिंग के जैसा कुछ होता है. मतलब अपने पास तो 3-4 फीलिंग थी, अच्छा है बुरा है बस हो गया, सेटअप सेटअप हो जाता था. तो यहाँ पे तो फीलिंग का पूरा वर्ल्ड पिटारा खुल गया. एंड देन आई सॉ द फर्स्ट थिंग लाइक नेक्स्ट डे बिफोर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग, मतलब वर्किंग विथ माई डॉटर, I used that feeling का vocabulary with my wife, and she said, "तू कुछ बदला बदला लगता है." मैं बोला तो ठीक है. तो जो सर रतेश बोलता है ना, कुछ तो हो रहा है, मतलब कुछ चल रहा है. एंड दैट मतलब till today also I can tell you one thing. 14 years, 13 to 14 years, one thing, matlab every pearl of no, like Jagruti is a different. But I, like right now, I just wanted to share first pearl, which was about about the feelings and belief. It has completely turned around me. Matlab today, for me to connect with children, to connect with people, is a really interesting thing that I have done. Like yesterday, somebody was asking me, "Okay, how can you connect with people so easily?" And I can say one thing, because if I would not have learned about feelings, I would not have connected with people. Matlab, like till that time, I was always trying to impose my view. And today, my daughter says, like, you can talk to Khushvi or Arya. They'll say we got not a father, but a friend with whom we are growing out. He's also equally learning with us. So that is my learning about this journey. Like when I took U-turn, I started learning along with my child. That was my first U-turn. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Uh, Suparna,
Yeah.
how has been your journey, and what was any particular moment or any particular session or any particular discussion which shifted something, in a a doctor was working on the rock, how it really worked.
I would say I don't know if it is a particular session for me. It was probably um, I always felt that Jagriti was like Ratnesh used to come with the one invisible scissors and come the threads at the end of which I have tied all my beliefs and heavyweight beliefs and habits and all those things. And every day, in every session, he used to come with one invisible scissors and cut them. And it was a feeling which was very light and free. You know, I would say at the end of all Jagriti sessions, I lost quite a noticeable amount of mental weight. I mean,
Mental.
because
Fantastic.
those are the things I felt that time, because those are those beliefs, habits, and those things were actually not allowing me to move forward,
Yeah.
or move rather forward, backward, sideward. I don't know. It was not allowing me to move. I was feeling that something is not going very right, but then I was not able to do anything about it. So Jagriti helped me big way to lose my mental weight, I would say. Yeah.
Vishruti, something is going wrong.
I think
They're both talking about themselves, but Jagriti is supposed to be a program about children, right? Nobody's talking about children.
चिल्ड्रन तो बाद में आएगा.
I think we lost Amit on
Oh, yes,
Instagram.
yes.
He'll come back. Yeah. Children तो बाद
Yeah.
में आएगा. I think yeah, he'll join.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
अरे मेरे को इनवाइट करो, इनवाइट इनवाइट. हेलो हेलो, मैं इनवाइट कैसे करके?
Yeah, I'm looking for that. You carry on, yeah.
Twice, thrice. I don't even know when and which session I've randomly joined, but I still remember every time I attended the sessions, Ratnesh. It was genuinely like that, agitation. I genuinely can't sleep at that night, and somehow after doing first time Jagriti, I realized that if I want to do this more, I have to get okay with this. So the phases were like that. Amit, તમારો પાછો back camera ચાલુ છે, so you can shift it to
Sorry.
front camera.
I was wondering. I said where I went.
Okay.
Don't worry, we saw your shampoo bottle.
शेपू नहीं है, वाटर बॉटल है.
Okay, from here it won't look like it. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So so I think my journey was quite similar to what Suparna is sharing. Even somebody asked that, once you have one belief, what if the belief is changed, or so, two beliefs can never exist together. Either it is one or it is two about one thing. And then it took so much of time for me to realize that not two, maybe 2 million beliefs together can exist. So very small points which we discussed or we realized, and then I think we kind of, it came in front of us. So Rajneesh, when we are talking about our story as a parent, what we realized when we were shifting the whole focus from the child to us, how has that been with you? I mean, because you have been talking about keeping the focus with you. So, how has been your
See,
journey?
first thing you have to realize, you guys attended one batch, two batch, three batches maximum, right? Three, four. I have been doing 54 batches.
54.
The 55th batch of Jagriti is starting on 18th. I have done 54 and I'm still to learn. Still to realize, right? So I'm still learning every when we started okay, so when we started Jagriti, fortunately, unfortunately, my own child was much smaller. She was very young. Sabri was just about a couple of years, so there was hardly any need to do any parenting at that time. uh, but what was interesting is obviously we were working with so many children of all ages, right from teenagers to, you know, 9, 10 years old to 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. So we were working with all the ages, and I think to me the togetherness that while we have continued to work with children for the last 21 years, okay, yeah, almost 21 years, and this Jagriti journey has been 18 years. It started about a couple of years after we started. So they have kind of, these two journeys have kind of worked together. So whatever we would discuss in the session, people will ask question. I will say something. People will say something. Uh, it's like a fresh kind of cake or a bowl of whatever fresh cookies on your head, and when you go with the children are ready to pounce on that, and you can't it's like an immediate thing. So that's been the most beautiful thing. It's, they are ready to show you the real mirror, that this is what you are. So this and so I would say lucky that on one side I've got so many parents over these last 54 batches, which is last over 18 years. 2002 October is when we did our first batch. Right? Yeah, it's been, and every year many batches, and it's been it's been, that mirror has been like so many zillion times been shown to us again and again by parents, and at the same time by children. And I think that I don't know how to put that, just juxtaposition of both the perspectives at the same time. One side parents questioning, other side children literally demanding that, hey, this is me. You better listen to me. So I think that's been the most beautiful part. And often I can show off to all the parents a thought or an insight, but believe me, it's not mine. I may look very cool with those insights, but the insights are really from the children. So I think I should just, with deep gratitude, thank all the children, including mine and including all the thousands and thousands of children I've worked with, and who have or rather learned with, I should say, not worked with, learned with. Yeah. So that's my thought.
I think Amit very beautifully talked about and touched the very important point that we have never talked about from childhood about emotions at all. And suddenly, Amit, our pacho back camera થઈ ગયો.
Amit's emotions are going back and forth. Back and
Yeah,
forth. See, now the smiling Amit comes in.
Unstable, yeah. I don't know about others. We are going to enjoy the talking so much. Yeah, हम ही इतना खुद हंस रहे हैं. So yeah, I was coming back to the feelings part that you mentioned, that we have never talked about it, and suddenly maybe when we were doing the sessions of Jagriti, we talked about it so much, and we realized that it's so much within us. It's so much core that is there, and I think we all are operating out of so many things that is within us. So how did you then? Of course, the realization is one part, and then putting those things in practice. Like you said, that the next day when I talked about my emotions, or I mentioned some vocabulary of emotions, somebody felt that there is something wrong. So
Vaishali,
how
my
do you?
wife,
Vaishali.
not somebody. Though he can't say.
So she said that, there is something different with this guy today. So, when this shift was happening, how you were implementing or staying connected with whatever you were realizing or understanding from the sessions, खास કરીને, particularly from the point of view of feelings.
So, I know one thing that, matlab, this is what I understood, that there is a feeling with my mom also, who is a 77-year-old, and there is a feeling of a world with my son. He was 1 year and today is a 7 year or 8 years. Both of them have the world of feeling, and I was never introduced this world of feeling. And when I was introduced by in Jagriti program by Ratnesh and Aditi first time, and started connecting with it, actually started respecting the other human being. The first and the most important thing was respect of the other human being. Second thing, accepting the way they are. There is nothing to change into them. Feeling world, feeling has given me an access that there is nothing to change in others. More you try to change others, you're going to be falling back. But I understood once it's, like implementation part, there's nothing to change. If you provide the listening, if you provide, when you listen, people's pain disappears. That's what I understood with this word called feeling. And then after the journey continued for many other things. But if you're going to ask me, I'm going to put one by one. Like it's a पूरा एक बंच है,
Jigsaw puzzle.
माला का। नहीं, माला का बंच है। मतलब आप कोई भी एक एक पीस को खींचोगे ना, तो बाकी के सब खींच के आ जाएंगे। मतलब you can connect the child through belief, you can connect the child through feeling, you can connect the child through multiple intelligence, you can connect the child through learning style, you can connect the child through higher order thinking skill. You can connect. मतलब it is not about children, it is about you. मतलब I understood one thing, and till today also I'm going to attend one more time Jagruti, and I know one thing that every time I attended, आई वंडर यार, ये तो कभी बोला ही नहीं है। मतलब तेरे को तो ऑब्वियसली लगता है
Yeah,
कि
out
भाई
of
ये तो
syllabus.
नया प्रोग्राम
रत्नेश
वापस आ
बदल
गया, मेरे
देता
को
है।
वापस से यहाँ सीखना पड़ेगा।
रत्नेश, ये क्या आप हर साल कुछ नया नया करते रहते हो, देखो
See,
कितनी
I'll tell
दिक्कत हो
you, I'll
जाती
tell you, I'll tell you. When you shift to another home, another house, you unpack your stuff. You pack your stuff, you go to another house, or even come back from holiday, you unpack your stuff, right? Everybody does that, right? But when we move to this new house called parenting, we don't unpack our previous stuff. And we don't unpack it. We think वो जैसा है उसको वैसे ही उसको धक्का दे देंगे. Right? I think it's important. So we don't need a training program how to be a parent. No, 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 no. We just need to unpack what we have packed all these years. See, let's say I became parent at whatever 28. Let's assume, I don't remember when I became 30. Let's say. So at 30 years, I've got packing of 30 years. I have to unpack it because now I'm in a new house. Now new house called parenting, which is with children. Now this is totally new, and I need to unpack that and see the whole thing in a totally different way. I think that is what to me it's all about. And if we can keep on unpacking, so when Amit is saying what is this 55th Jagriti will have something new, we are every time unpacking, and kuch na kuch naya nikalta hai, right? It has to be like that. It's like a constant unpacking kind of a
Yeah.
thing. So I think that is where Jagriti as a program, when we conceptualize, it wasn't about giving something, but it's about each one of us uncovering or discovering and uncovering and realizing and
Unlearning
whatever,
and
unlearning and hence unparenting and whatever.
parenting, I'm sure.
So we are like packers and movers. We unpack people's stuff and we move them.
So I want to ask this to all of you, and even this question I want to address myself also. How many times do we feel that, even though we realize that this needs to be changed, or this is what I've been believing and I can question my disbelief, but then how many times do we fail at doing that? And every time when we fail, what do we do with it? Anybody, Suparna, Amit, Ratnesh. Because
I
the
thought
fact
about
is,
myself.
Genuinely,
Every time I fail, I go and have some nice thing, a nice cup of tea or a cookie or whatever is good in the kitchen. I reward myself every time I fail.
okay.
No, I can't do that. I just feel low about it every
Oh, wow.
time. Every time, especially in front of the child, because it's very rightly put, they are the mirrors. So I'm thinking something. I thought maybe I have. I was telling Vishruti other day that for me, Jagriti was like polishing an antique brass statue. So, इतने रगड़ के घिस दिया. During the time of Jagriti, those convex curves, they are now shining. But every time I fail, I say I see something which is um not very much into in tune with my child. I can see those curves which are not scrubbed yet, and those are not shining, and this contrast is slightly disturbing, not slightly, quite disturbing. And वो क्या होता those curves in the design which are not really convex curves, जहाँ पे your fingers are not reaching. I can see those things when I'm interacting with my child, and when I see that, this contrast makes me feel disturbed. Yeah.
Okay, Vishruti, I would like to share one thing. Yeah, like a U-turn in our parenting. And I remember the U-turn came to me when I set myself that I can be, when I set myself free to fail. And when I told my daughter that Kukushwi, like when now onwards, whenever you fail na, you call up. First we'll go to Taj. पहले जाके कुकी वुकी खाएंगे, मस्ती करेंगे, नहा धो के आएंगे, रात को घूम घाम के आएंगे, फिर रात को सोचेंगे साला कल सुबह उठ के करना क्या है. And like that was never a choice in my life that I can fail, and I failed so many times, and I felt so terrible. And like after Jagruti, for me, failing was the most beautiful experience that I can take it up in my life. And I can like you can call up Khushvi anytime, and you ask Khushvi, Khushvi, what is the first thing that your father told me? She'll say, failing is a perfect for me, and I can fail, and I can call him up immediately. I failed, and we can have a celebration. That's all. Like that's a U-turn for me in my parenting, a big U-turn.
Wow. I also would share this similar feeling that now whenever I fail, I say that it's a good news. So whenever I'm in pain, I say it's a good news. Whenever I fail, I say it's a good news. And the moment I do that, I don't know, automatically, I wouldn't say that it doesn't stay with me. It stays with me for some time. I don't know what time, days, hours, months, years, I don't know. But the moment I say that it's a good news, a lot of time it just shifts my focus. But the most beautiful part of this, I think, awakening Jagriti journey was for all of us was just like Suparna said that it was so amazing whenever it was said that it's okay to feel disturbed, it's okay to feel depressed, it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel angry. Uh, it's okay to feel whatever we are feeling. I think when and whatever we are doing also, whatever we have been doing is not wrong. Whenever this was said, I think this was very very liberating for me. I always see that whenever this thing comes in the picture, that whatever you're doing is not wrong. It's just that this is one more option you have. The moment I say this or I hear this, automatically I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing wrong, but now I'm ready to look at that. 51st or 5,000 option that I have to react, to think, to feel, or something like that. So yeah, I feel, yeah, it's a
Actually, Vishruti, that's the Caesars. You know, it's okay. It's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think we
it's
lost
like
Amit on Facebook.
yeah, and on
Yeah, we
Insta
lost Amit.
also. On Insta also we lost him kind of.
No,
He's back
Instagram
on
Amit is back. Tame Facebook, but you're
on
not there
Facebook
on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's
I
okay.
was saying that if I say I'm having tea, everybody will be fine with that. I'm sure you'll be fine. If I say I'm having guilty, then people are not fine. If we can put
Yeah.
guilty and tea both at the same level and say it's all right to be guilty as much as it's all right for me to have a cup of tea, then this conflict, this all of this which goes inside us. So Suparna, big hug to you. All of that conflict, all of that tension is your tea. It is brewing you. It is brewing.
Yeah, that is
So
what I
good
was
news for
about to
that.
say. Yeah, that is what about to say.
Wow.
I feel bad, I feel low, but I don't feel guilty anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
so, so tea is there, guilty is there, and we are enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so
So
amazing.
that's why it's called Jagriti.
Acha, that thing.
They're all together, huh? Tea, Jagriti, and guilty. So the
रत्नेश
whole
सबको
program
चाय
is
पिलाने वाले हैं.
yes, it's the whole program is all about brewing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I could sense that brewing when Suparna was sharing.
Yeah. I think
Nice.
I think that's exactly where the shifting happens. I think when you are saying the scissor part, I'm relating with it. When you are saying that the shift or the U-turn happens, I think I'm also relating with that simply because I feel that once you stop, what do you say, blaming yourself. For example, I feel a lot of, like, he very correctly mentioned the guilty part. A lot of time when I get angry, I feel guilty that why did I get angry. But automatically, if I look at it from this window, that maybe this is what I'm feeling right now, and how am I behaving, can I shift that, I can write it, I can discuss it, I can. And the best, I think, what do you say, magic wand Ratnesh has given is that even after a year, after 3 months, after 2 days, after 3 hours, you can always go back and
એને પૈસા આપી
say
દે અને
that I'm sorry.
આપી દે પૈસા આપી દે ને દરવાજો બંધ કર જે આપે એ માંગે.
So I was
Sorry.
saying, yeah, it's okay. So Ratnesh was saying that, you can always go back and say that, hey, I'm sorry, I did that, and I feel that I shouldn't have done that. And that's again something which, just like you say, that, it's like so much of mental baggage, or things which is piled on, it starts, vanishing, or maybe we start just giving it up times. And one of the things which I'm just realizing when we are talking is that we all have become Ratnesh and Amit, though I can understand, but me and Suparna, we have become nice listeners, at least. So yeah. So Ratnesh, what are you typing? Acha. Good news of Facebook.
I'm typing, yeah, in Facebook I can post some comment. Still not comfortable with
So
all the
somebody
typing
has
on
written
Instagram.
on Instagram that failing is learning. We also learn when we fail. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what we are also talking about here. And I think, how has been the journey post doing Jagriti? How we implement that thing in our day to day life, and what kind of shift it has brought in the connection that you share with your child. If Suparna, Amit, if you can talk about that. Ratnesh, you can talk about it. What kind of shift it has brought.
So yeah, Amit, please go ahead.
Okay, the shift part is a very important thing which I have started doing. Like I have started considering myself as also part of a as a passenger with my child. Okay, earlier I was a probably a owner, but I no more being owner with them. I am also co-passenger in the same train journey with my kids. That's the first shift this has happened to me. Second thing is considering them as also the equivalent with me. मतलब not considering them as a lesser than me. मतलब probably in certain ways, in certain times they have much better ideas than me.
Yeah.
So respecting them, Vishruti, one thing which I have really understood with them, because मेरे मैंने ना like मैंने बताया ना कि बच्चे को बड़ा करना कोई बड़ा काम नहीं था मेरी बेटी के आने के पहले, बिकॉज हमने तो हमारे बाजू वाले बच्चे को बड़ा किया था ना मार मार के. So I remember one thing that respect, which was which which I really got it nurtured, that all children require the highest amount of respect, because when they lack respect now there is a lot of challenges happens into my life and their life. So second learning for me was a deep respect for children. Third is considering them as also consultant, which I learned in Jagriti program. I started really considering them as a consultant instead of I consulting. matlab, I consulting them. I started taking consulting from them, consultancy from them. So I always tell the
Amit, do you
parents
pay
that
them?
I'm अरे हाँ यार इतने साल से पे कर
बहुत
रहा हूँ.
देना पड़ता है.
But my daughter has asked me, पापा यार तुमको हम लोग ने इतना सिखाया, तुमको कभी शर्म नहीं आती तुमने हमको कुछ दिया नहीं. मतलब हर बर्थडे पे, मतलब मैं हर बर्थडे पे ना उनको कुछ देता हूँ. अभी बर्थडे पे क्या देता था, मतलब ये जागृति के बाद में ना मैंने उनको बर्थडे में ना कभी रैपर के अंदर वो फेदर डाल के दिया, कभी पत्थर डाल के दिया, कभी चने डाल के दिए. तो ये मेरे दोनों आइटम लोग ने मेरे को भी मेरी बर्थडे में ऐसा ही कुछ सब कुछ जमा करके दिया. तो मैं बोला यार दिस इज दिस इज आई. सो
Oh.
सो आई लाइक जो वो जो कंसल्टिंग का जो कॉन्सेप्ट था ना, दैट वाज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. मतलब इफ आई कैन रियली कंसिडर as they being my consultant ना, instead of I being their consultant, Vishruti, it's the way we look at the children. It's completely transformed. मतलब मैं आज के दिन पे भी एवरी डे आई कंसिडर लाइक अदर पीपल एज माय कंसल्टेंट. पहले मेरे को लगता है मैं दुनिया भर का कंसल्टेंट हूँ. Now I have stopped myself being a consultant to people. I just take it from them, whatever I wanted to take it, and I just move forward. So that's a beautiful journey, and most important, like I equally started learning with them. कि वो अगर वो म्यूजिक में जाता था ना तो मैंने भी एक बार जाके बैठा. मतलब like with खुशी I like every parents want to send their children to all the possible classes. एंड आई सेड यार मेरा बच्चा भी जाएगा तो मुझे भी तो लेके जाना पड़ेगा. एंड माय डॉटर वन डे सेड लाइक के व्हाई डोंट यू जॉइन, यू आर आस्किंग मी व्हाट आई लर्न, व्हाई डोंट यू जॉइन एंड लर्न अबाउट इट. एंड आई रिमेंबर माय लर्निंग इन जागृति, that was an apt learning. And I also started going for a music class along with Khushvi. Like you can call Khushvi, ask Khushvi, Khushvi, how many years your dad learned music along with you? एंड बिलीव मी, मतलब उसके बाद में मेरा कंप्लेंट उसके लर्निंग के ऊपर से निकल गया.
Yeah. I feel that learning is very integratedly connected with the whole aspect of unparenting. Because a lot of time we see a lot of parents very anxious about the learning part of the child, and that is where a lot of conflicts happen. So what Amit is suggesting is so beautiful that uh, if you start looking at things from this window, that the child is a we are co-passenger with the child in his or her journey. And also if you start looking at it from they being the consultant, believing that they have the answers for themselves, even for us sometimes. I was telling yesterday night my son who is 5 that I feel really guilty, I feel that I'm not doing enough. He's like, don't worry, you tell me where can I help you. You tell me what I have to do. You don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, I think what you're saying, I mean, is so beautiful that they truly are consultant. And sometimes when he says they don't worry, and I feel, yeah, it is so simple. No, I mean, I really don't have to take that much of baggage in my head. So yeah. Subhana, any other sharing you have, or Ratnesh?
Yeah. So what I was telling is, you know, I always felt that as a person, I'm quite okay, pretty liberal and quite easily go ahead with group and all. But when it comes to my child or my son, I have seen I have quite a number of my decisions, my choice, my stuff, and I was actually very confused to see myself to do China. So
Yeah.
split personality. So that's the time probably especially when I started looking at my beliefs and habits and all those stuff. The very first thing I realized about that, yeah, I am so happy to have a child probably. I started without knowing, I started thinking it's totally mine, completely
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
So
And I have a choice
uh,
to keep it to myself only. Let the child be kind.
yeah. So if you ask me what the shift, that's the shift I felt in me, that the day I realized, I wouldn't say the day, it didn't happen one day magically, but then eventually I I really came out of that it's he's mine. I That's the time I think. Yeah, I mean, he's so young, he's still happy, and he's ready to forgive everything. I wanted to do his haircut last year when lockdown started. He was not ready to cut his hairs, and I thought I got a chance. Once he agreed, I got a chance. I really shortened his hair. He didn't like that. He actually told me, until this you cut my hair. But I heard that I was not really I won't say agree or disagree, but what is there in my mind, it was there, and I was hearing, I was saying, mm-mm, but what agenda was there inside, it was there, and very strongly it was there, and I cut it. And immediately after cutting the hair, he said, I asked you not to cut so much. You have cut it. I'm not gonna agree that I mean, you never cut my hair. So that day, right there, I felt okay. My agenda was so strong. I
Yeah.
didn't even hear him properly. I heard, I did, but I didn't hear him properly. And but after a few days, they are so young, they don't even see in the mirror. After a few days, he forgot, and he allowed me to cut his hair again.
Oh.
uh, but then that's the time I was very sure I will cut the hair how much ever he said. So that's how shifts happens probably. But
Wow.
then I'm very much into this thing, that whenever I find this thing is happening, my agenda is becoming strong, I need to be alert there. Yeah, that's the shift, you can say, happened.
Wow. That's so beautiful. I think we all will live with this feeling every day that whether my agenda is coming between me and between the connection of me and my child, and I think that's where the whole, I think, shift or awakening or whatever you want to call it starts happening. And a lot of things are growing.
So a small thought here, Vishruti. When a child introduces, or let's say some friends come and the child says, "Oh, I know she's my mom or he's my dad," and we also do the same thing when our friends come in. We say, "He's my child" or "She's my child." Is there a difference between these two? When child says he's my dad or a mom, as compared to when we say he's my child. What is the sense? Where are we coming from? Are you getting me?
Why?
So there's a difference.
Oh God.
And let's see what is that difference and what it means to us.
Fantastic. Wow.
So again, we learn
That-
from children how they refer to us, how they introduce us, where are they coming from? Can I look at that sense and learn from them that sense?
My dad. Wow, my mom. Super. So I think if we are almost we have covered. According to me, we have covered our unparenting journey and the kind of struggles we were talking about. Then I can close this session with this very beautiful thought of Ratnesh. That yeah, I mean,
Vishruti, just 1 minute before
please,
you
please,
finish.
please,
Nah,
please.
okay. I always thought that raising child is a lady's job. Okay, mother's job. Okay, वो तो मेरा इतना strongly rooted belief था कि बच्चे को बड़ा करना मतलब माँ का काम है, बापू का काम नहीं होता है ये सब.
And I can totally agree with you, Amit, being a Gujarati. So yeah.
एंड लाइक कि वो जो पहले सेशन में मेरी बिलीफ के धज्जियां उड़ गई थी ना यार ये बराबर बोल रहा है. मतलब अगर मेरे को मेरे बच्चे को ना like if I really wanted to see my children growing out, I also have to grow out. And one thing which I have learned in this work with Ratnesh is no intention is a bad intention. Probably if you can understand differentiate between a game, my child, his homework, his intention is, like probably his intention is nothing wrong in his world. And if I can really learn this part, that there is no intention which is a bad intention, I can really respect the child's choice and work with them. And this is what is my learning with जागरूक नहीं सीख के ही आने वाला है.
Yeah, so I think everyone whoever has joined us and who all joined us and who are going to watch us little later also, I think we are sharing our journey of parenting and how it got a little shift from parenting to unparenting. And one of the very important point to talk about this right now is because Jagriti is beginning on 18th of June, and the registrations and everything is open. So you will see all the details on Arohi Life Education's page, and you will see it on website, on Facebook, on Twitter. You're there on Twitter, right?
Sure.
You're there on Twitter, yeah. So I think whatever me, Amit, Suparna, and Ratnesh we are talking about, we are sharing about, is something which is extremely real. And every parent who feels that I'm the only one who is struggling, yeah. Every parent who is feeling that I'm the only one who is struggling in this journey and the parenting is so heavy and so difficult to manage, please. You can listen to this talk, yeah, but then if you reach to Jagriti, then the more options will open. If you don't reach to Jagriti also, I think what all of us are sharing is already there. I think the answers are within you if you can just discover. Yeah, is this okay?
Oh, perfect.
My husband says, Vishruti, तेरे को बोलने को दे, इतना बोल लेती है. मैंने कहा हाँ, तो मतलब पूछ लेने का इनके.
लोग गलत नहीं बोलते हैं. लोग गलत नहीं बोलते.
I know, Amit, I've given you a point, so I'm like exiting from here right now. Done. So I think thank you so much, Ratnesh, Amit, Suparna, for sharing your journey. I think this is very, very profound. And I hope any parent, whoever is planning to discover more about their journey with their child, we are there, we all are there, Jagriti is there, and I think even if we are not there, millions of other support systems are there, so the whole community is there. Yeah. Ratnesh, what are you doing? I'm looking at you and I think
I'm
you're
typing
typing.
today. I'm learning from you all now.
Yeah. Yeah, so
मतलब
arohilife.org, that's the website. Sorry, Amit. Any closing note statement, Amit, Ratnesh, Suparna?
No, no, Amit or Suparna. They have to close.
Amit.
okay. My personal request to each and every person is, like, I always learned and I keep on learning, and I know one thing that parenting is going to be one of the very important journey in our life for next 25, 30, 40, 50 years. I don't know. Matlab, you become parent, you become grandparent, you become great grandparent. Matlab, every time there is a parent word remains with you, and parent doesn't change. Matlab, and how much clueless we are all about. लाइक कि
Yeah.
हम डॉक्टर बनने के लिए 27 साल पढ़ते हैं, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बनने के लिए 23-24 ईयर्स, मतलब डेडिकेटेडली पढ़ते हैं हम। बच्चे के साथ रहने, मतलब मैं हमेशा सोचता हूँ कि यार मैंने मैंने मेरी वाइफ ने मेरे को एक ही सवाल पूछा था कि आर यू गोइंग टू सेंड योर चाइल्ड टू स्कूल वेयर द टीचर्स आर नॉट एजुकेटेड? आई सेड व्हाई शुड आई सेंड दैट? शी सेड देन व्हाट अबाउट योर एजुकेशन एज अ पेरेंट? and that was the only one thing which is, मतलब मेरे को कट थ्रोट, मतलब उसने, मतलब see, women are very intelligent, they know how to break their barriers. So 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 I know one thing, that like if the parents education for my child's education is important as a teacher, I always say parents education is equally important. मतलब अगर 25 साल का parenting है, अगर 50 साल का ग्रैंड पेरेंटिंग है, तो 6 महीने का, 4 महीने का जागृति बहुत छोटा है, बहुत ही छोटा है, बट इफ यू कैन गेट इट, 50 years it's set. That's what I would always say.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
superb, Amit. I think Shruti has got dropped out from Instagram.
Instagram? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Suparna, you want to say something?
Yeah, yeah.
Ending remark.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is, see, one thing, the way Jagriti is conducted, I feel that if anybody wants to see and feel the live demo of wonders of acceptance, they can attend Jagriti. I mean, that live demo is important, very important. This acceptance, the first of all, I didn't have for myself and not for the child. So for both to learn that, to feel that, learning to different part, to feel that wonders of acceptance. Jagriti helps, I feel.
Yeah. I can still see circles on Instagram, but I think I can close it from my side too, Ratnesh. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Am I there on
Yeah.
Instagram?
So
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
everybody. And next Thursday, we'll be back with few more people who have taken the U-turn. And
Yeah.
we'll meet more people, more
Yeah.
wonderful people. So thanks so much, Amit and Suparnas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amit. Thank you so much, Suparna. I'm sure that your
Thank
life
you.
stories are going to inspire millions others. Yeah.
And I always get inspired with this word called आरोही. मतलब it's a, मतलब ऐसा कोई दिन नहीं होगा कि मैंने आरोही को याद नहीं किया होगा.
Wow. That's so
ऐसा कोई
amazing.
दिन नहीं जाता, मतलब दिन में एक बार आरोही एक्सपीरियंस में लाइफ में होता ही है, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट द, जागृति is not about a program, it is a way of you being with your children, not only with your children, but how you be with your own self. That's what is
Yeah.
Jagruti for me. It's a Jagruti, it's your own Jagruti. That's all.
Lovely, super.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Bye,
thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Ratnesh, you can